you may run into a situation in which you have more than one operation. If one has more than one operation, he or she follows the order of operations. If one has more than one operation, he or she follows the order of operations. Now, the order of operations is that you work inside symbols of inclusion first, then you do exponents and roots, then you do multiplication and division in order from left to right, and finally you add and subtract in order from left to right. Well, notice in this problem we have two operations. We have the operation of multiplication, we have the operation of subtraction. The question is, which do I do first? Do I multiply first or do I subtract first? According to the order of operations, I do the multiplication first. So I'm going to start doing this problem, and then I'm just going to write down the second part. So we will have 2 over x minus 2 times. Now, to do multiplying, remember the rule is to completely factor and divide out any factors that you can. So I factor x squared minus 4 into x minus 2 times x plus 2, and x plus 3 is already factored. Now I'm just going to write down the problem over here. X squared minus 2 over x squared minus 9. Now I can reduce my x minus 2's, and I can multiply then to have 2x plus 4 over x plus 3. 2 times x is 2x, 2 times 2 is 4 over, now remember this was 1, this is 1, 1 times x plus 3 is x plus 3. Minus the x squared minus 2 over, and x squared minus 9 is x minus 3 times x plus 3. Well, my common denominator is going to be x plus 3 times x minus 3. Here I had to use the x plus 3. This tells me I have to have an x minus 3. And this tells me I need an x plus 3, but I already had it from the first one. So my common denominator is x plus 3 times x minus 3. Rewrite everything and just leave space to multiply as needed. So it'll be 2x plus 4 over x plus 3. I'm leaving space. Plus now, I'm going to change my subtraction to adding the opposite. So it's going to be the opposite of x squared plus 2 over x minus 3 times x plus 3. Now I did a couple of things at the same time, but it's okay since I'm just recopying. What I did, at the same time I recopied, I changed my subtraction problem into adding the opposite. The opposite of a positive x squared is a negative x squared. The opposite of a negative 2 is positive 2. Now I need to notice, what do I need to multiply x plus 3 by in order to get the common denominator? I need to multiply the x plus 3 by x minus 3. If I multiply the denominator by x minus 3, then I need to multiply the numerator by x minus 3. So I multiply both numerator and denominator by x minus 3. Now here I already have the common denominator, so really all I need to do is multiply both numerator and denominator by 1. I'm going to keep the denominator, x plus 3 times x minus 3. I changed the order, but that's okay by the commutative property. Now I'm going to simplify the numerators. Using the FOIL method, 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times a negative 3 is a negative 6x. 4 times x is a positive 4x. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. Again, 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times negative 3 is negative 6x. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. Over here, I've just 1 times negative x squared plus 2 is a negative x squared plus 2. Keep the denominator, x plus 3, x minus 3, and add the numerators. 2x squared minus x squared is x squared. A negative 6x plus 4x is a negative 2x. A negative 12 plus 2 is a negative 10. So how is my answer? X squared minus 2x minus 10 over x plus 3 times x minus 3. Now it's time for you to check your understanding again. I want you to perform the subtraction problem, and then I want you to do the combination in number 2. So the first one, a subtraction problem. 2x divided by x minus 1, subtract 2 minus x divided by x plus 3. And what you need to remember is that to subtract, you add the opposite of the fraction being subtracted. So your first step would be to change the subtraction into an addition problem by adding the opposite of 2 minus x over x plus 3. The second one, you have 4 over x minus 2, subtract 2 over x squared minus 4 times x plus 2 over 2. In the second one, you have both subtraction and multiplication. You need to know that you must multiply before you subtract. Once you finish copying both problems, you need to stop the tape, work the problems, and then restart the tape to check your answers. Here are your answers. The answer to the first one, 3x squared plus 3x plus 2 over x minus 1 times x plus 3. The answer to the second one is 3 over x minus 2. If you disagree with either of these answers, be sure to check with someone. You might notice that there's a tear in the paper, and the reason is that I just discovered a mistake in the second answer right before I gave it to you. I did the answers on the computer and must have typed in the wrong numbers. So you should always check. And since I did the second problem and got the answer 3 divided by x minus 2 in about 15 seconds, you might want to really be careful with that one. But anytime you disagree with your answers, be sure to check with someone. It could be that the answers are wrong, but what you want to make sure is that you understand the concept. That completes tape 115.